Good evening, everyone. I am Gordon Beaumont with tonight's news. We are coming closer to the so-called big event, the collision between a recently discovered and still yet to be named asteroid and the moon. We strongly believe this is going to be one of the most significant events in astronomy in the decade, or possibly even the century, as it will allow us to witness a major impact right here in our backyard. The last massive impact event observed happened in July of 1994 when Shoemaker-Levy 9 collided with Jupiter, and this was significantly further away. We will make sure to have live camera feeds available for you to watch this event right here on CNN. The impact is going to happen tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 1 hour from now. NASA has stated that there is no danger to the public, as the asteroid is unlikely to have any effect on the moon, as it is simply not massive enough to do so. Furthermore, there likely isn't any significant danger to our satellites. The impact will be visible with the naked eye, though it is strongly encouraged to bring a pair of binoculars. Impact events happen slowly, and as a result, we should have several minutes of observation time during the impact. We will continue our live coverage of the asteroid impact after this news break. This is Gordon Beaumont with CNN.
I am here live on Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina, and we have a beautiful cloudless sky with great view of the moon. We can already see the tiny speck of the unnamed asteroid, and we are expecting an impact shortly. Here there are huge crowds of people gathered, all hoping to see this once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. Oh, okay, so here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I have a hit. Look at that bright flash. Wow, that's hurting my eyes. It's so bright. What is happening? Why is the moon... Oh my god, that wasn't supposed to happen. Are we getting this live on feed?
This is an emergency action notification requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow activation procedures in the EAS Operating Handbook for a national level emergency. The President of the United States, or his designated representative, will shortly deliver a message across all stations using the emergency alert system. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. We interrupt our programming. This is a global emergency. Important instructions and details will follow the alert tone. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. The President of the United States, or his designated representative, will shortly deliver a message across all stations using the emergency alert system.
The following message has been given authorization for release at the request of the President, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the North American Aerospace Defense Command. This alert is effective starting at the following times: 9:50 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:50 p.m. Central Time, 7:50 p.m. Mountain Time, 6:50 p.m. Pacific Time, and 5:50 p.m. Alaskan Illusion Time. This is not a test. To repeat, this is not a test. I am currently speaking on behalf of the President, who is currently being transported to a safe and undisclosed location. At exactly 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, an extremely large asteroid had collided with the moon.
The impact occurred with such force that the moon was thrusted forward at such an angle that it now orbits the Earth far closer than previously.
Right now, scientists have suggested that the asteroid was denser than anticipated, but this is merely a guess, as they had very little time to give us any information. It is widely believed that several major cities across the country are partially or even completely underwater. In other areas, water was pulled away, and it only was a matter of time before it comes back into the dry areas. The moon's gravity has also interfered with satellites, causing some to even plummet to Earth. It is a wonder if anyone is able to receive this broadcast at this time, as over 90% of all televisions are now offline. It is expected over the next few days, weeks, maybe even months or years, that there could be an uptick in earthquakes and volcanic eruptions due to the moon's tidal forces. Storms could possibly be strengthened dramatically. Some coastlines may even become almost uninhabitable due to the extreme difference between low tide and high tide. It is also not out of the question that there may be serious consequences to our wildlife as well. But we'll say this right now: this is not the end of the world. I repeat, this is not the end of the world. Please listen carefully. All residents are advised to do the following, as there are plenty of steps you can take to help you get through this. Stockpile food and water. Get medical supplies, preferably in the form of first aid kits. Get some flashlights, some batteries, and it is strongly encouraged to get yourself some sort of weapon. in case you need to go hunting or defend yourself in some way. Try to board up windows if you can, and discuss emergency plans with your family. Remember, this isn't the end of the world. This is a test for humanity, for life on Earth. Nature may have thrown us a curveball, but this is something we can endure. We are the United States of America. We never dare to bow down to anyone without putting up a fight. Even if the foe is the moon itself. But this time, instead of fighting for freedom, we are fighting for survival. For the future of our species. One day, perhaps we can adjust to the disasters and will rise up like a phoenix and rebuild our great nation together as one community under God. Thank you and good luck. May God bless the United States of America and the world.
That was a message from a representative of the President. We will now return to the emergency alert system. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During an emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to assigned areas. The station is WUSA, which will continue to furnish news and official information for the Washington, D.C. area. If you are not in this local area, tune now to a station providing news and information to your area. The emergency alert system has been activated. Coastal flood warning still in effect for New York City east-facing coastline through tonight and tomorrow morning. The National Weather Service in Upton has issued a coastal flood warning, which is in effect until 8 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Location: east-facing coastline of New York City. Timing: tonight through tomorrow morning. Impacts: this is a life-threatening situation. Flooding is ongoing and is expected to reach over 20 feet. Areas within a mile of the coastline have experienced flooding already, and flood levels may have reached unsurvivable levels right at the coast. Precautionary preparedness actions. A coastal flood warning means that moderate or major coastal flooding is likely. Catastrophic damage has already been reported. All residents are urged to immediately evacuate further inland or vertically if possible. It is strongly advised to avoid taking non-essentials, as the flood waters are rising rapidly. Repeating, this is a life-threatening situation. Flooding is ongoing and is expected to reach over 20 feet. Areas within a mile of the coastline have experienced flooding already, and flood levels may have reached unsurvivable levels right at the coast. Act now to protect your life. This is an emergency situation.
It's a Century 40V2T7 in Midwood, Brooklyn. So we got... 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . . 。 . 。 . . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。
.
The following is an emergency warning from the Australian government. All residents currently listening, please pay attention. As of 12:05 p.m. Sydney time, at least 3 earthquakes have occurred. Notable damage has been reported from these quakes. More earthquakes are expected to occur shortly. All residents are currently advised to do the following. Seek shelter under a sturdy piece of furniture or outdoors. If you are outdoors, avoid the coast and anything that may collapse on you. It is encouraged that you have a radio on you as more alerts may be issued in future. Emergency services are highly unlikely to help you due to the ongoing disasters. Repeating, the following is an emergency warning from the Australian government. All residents currently listening, please pay attention. As of 12:05 p.m. Sydney time, at least 3 earthquakes have occurred. Notable damage has been reported from these quakes. More earthquakes are expected to occur shortly. All residents are currently advised to do the following. Seek shelter under a sturdy piece of furniture or outdoors. If you are outdoors, avoid the coast and anything that may collapse on you. It is encouraged that you have a radio on you as more alerts may be issued in future. Emergency services are highly unlikely to help you due to the ongoing
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States Geological Survey. At approximately 7:35 p.m. Pacific Time, seismic activity was reported in San Francisco County. A total of over 200 earthquakes were reported. It is believed that much stronger earthquakes are expected shortly due to the increased gravitational pull from the moon. All residents are advised to take the following actions if an earthquake is to occur. Stay away from windows or anything that may fall on you. Cover your head. Get under a sturdy piece of furniture. If you are outdoors, stay away from large objects and trees. Stay off the telephone. Unless you have a life-threatening emergency, refrain from dialing emergency services at this time. A tsunami warning may be prompted should seismic activity occur off the coast or if a landslide is triggered. Extremely large tsunami detected. The National Weather Service has issued a tsunami warning for all Pacific counties of the United States until 9:30 p.m. Pacific Time. At 8:05 p.m. Pacific Time, a magnitude 8.8 earthquake occurred near Hawaii. The resulting tsunami is expected to crest at approximately 200 feet. A tsunami warning means that a tsunami is imminent and that coastal locations should prepare for a sudden onset of intense flooding. Hazard: tsunami. Source: Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. Impacts: you are in a life-threatening situation. All residents in the warned area are immediately advised to evacuate. If possible, reach the top of a tall, sturdy building. If you are evacuating by car, take emergency evacuation routes. Be sure to bring food, water, and medical supplies that will last you over a period of 2 weeks. Emergency shelters are being set up in areas far inland. Evacuate now. Do not wait, evacuate now. This is an emergency situation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States Geological Survey. As of 8:45 a.m. Mountain Time, over 500 earthquakes have been reported. Some have been magnitude 4 or greater, causing notable damage in the area. More earthquakes are anticipated, many likely will be strong. This is likely due in part by the increased gravitational pull from the moon. All residents are advised to take the following actions if an earthquake is to occur. Stay away from windows or anything that may fall upon you. Cover your head. Get under a sturdy piece of furniture. If you are outdoors, stay away from large objects. This is an emergency action notification requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow activation procedures in the EAS operating handbook for a national level emergency. The President of the United States, or his designated representative, will shortly deliver a message across all stations using the emergency alert system. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions and details will follow the alert tone. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. The President of the United States, or his designated representative, will shortly deliver a message across all stations using the emergency alert system.
The following message has been given for authorization for release at the request of the President, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the United States Geological Survey, the National Weather Service, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This alert is effective starting at the following times: 11:45 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:45 a.m. Central Time, 9:45 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:45 a.m. Pacific Time, and 7:45 a.m. Alaskan Aleutian Time. This is not a test. To repeat, this is not a test. Though the President is in a safe place, I'll be speaking on behalf of him due to obvious reasons. As of 9:20 a.m. Mountain Time, it has been confirmed by the United States Geological Survey that the moon's gravity has affected the Yellowstone volcano in Wyoming. This has unfortunately caused the Yellowstone caldera to erupt. The extent of the damage is unknown, and we may not know for years to come. Though it is almost certain that the initial vicinity the volcano was in was completely incinerated in the explosion, shockwave, and debris fallout. Large amounts of volcanic ash are expected to be deposited across the country within the coming hours, and it is also very likely that the large amount of ash and dust that was released into the atmosphere likely will begin to block out the sun across the world, causing a volcanic winter. Plants may become extremely hard to grow, and temperatures are going to drop. My fellow Americans, it is very clear that nature has no intent of showing us mercy anytime soon. This is one of the darkest hours of our country's history. But remember, we are a country that would not dare bow down to anyone without a fight. This is another obstacle that nature decided to throw our way. But an obstacle is something you can go around. Humanity may have never seen an eruption of this size in recent history, but we will endure. Please listen closely. If there are any residents listening to this broadcast, follow these instructions. You will need to cover your face with a towel each time you go outside, as to not inhale any of the volcanic ash. Be sure to remove ash from your roof if possible. If too much ash builds up, the immense weight could cause your roof to collapse. Ash is very fine and can interfere with the engines of automobiles, so most vehicles in the western half of the United States may stop working. As a result, it is strongly discouraged to use any form of automobile, whether it be a car, truck, or SUV. Aircraft are also out of the question, since volcanic ash can interfere with those as well, causing jet engines to flame out, and may even damage helicopter blades. The two best methods of travel are on foot and by boat. If you are a farmer, it is strongly encouraged to travel as far south as you can, where there still may be some sunlight peeking through the ash clouds. It is suggested to constantly be tuned into weather radio stations, as it is likely that weather patterns across the northern hemisphere may become unpredictable. It is also likely that the visibility will be reduced to the ash in the atmosphere. As stated, as dark as this moment is in our nation's history, we are capable of enduring it. We will prevail, and one day we will be able to adapt and adjust to the circumstances of our current situation. Good luck to all of you. May God bless America and our beautiful world.
That was a message from a representative of the President. We will now return to the emergency alert system. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. A large number of diseases have been reported in the state of Pennsylvania. These diseases include, but are not limited to, dengue fever, malaria, West Nile virus, and Zika. These diseases are being transmitted by mosquitoes, which have had a large surge in population and have become more active due to the moon being closer to the Earth than it used to be. At this time, all residents are advised to do the following: remain indoors unless you absolutely need to go outside. If you do go outside, cover yourself with extensive clothing in the afternoon, evening, morning, or night hours. Maintain distance from anyone you are unfamiliar with, as they may have fallen ill to one of the diseases mentioned. Stay tuned to news outlets for more information on the situation as it becomes available. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Denver Mayorship and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. All residents receiving this alert are advised to head to the City Hall at any time from now to June 20th at midnight, as the city will be dispensing canned food and bottled water to anyone who needs it. You will be given roughly enough to last you 1 to 2 weeks. Repeating, all residents receiving this alert are advised to head to the City Hall at any time from now to June 20th at midnight, as the city will be dispensing canned food and bottled water to anyone who needs it. You will be given roughly enough to last you 1 to 2 weeks.